Okay, we're rolling, boys. Episode 60.
60.
We're getting close to that magic 75.
We are, but 15 more. That's like, what, 2 months?
About
3 months?
A little over 3 months. October, we're going to do it live episode 75 again, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get to planning. Get some good guests. Probably same location, though. Speakeasy.
Mm-hmm. The 51st Street.
That was great. So we're going to get right to this episode, but real quick, some business.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, boyspodcast.com. It is a hub of all things boys. You can find links to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter there, as well as a golden donate button. And thank you guys for donating. It's meant a lot to us and really helped us out with some stuff we needed for the studio. So
For sure.
And number 2, on our notes, looks like it's messed up.
Yeah, I don't see that. It said !@.com. What does that mean?
I must have been drunk putting things on the list. Anyways, rate and review at Boys Podcast, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. The rates and the reviews mean a lot to us, helps us rise the ranks of podcasts. Continue to do so. I've seen some really nice reviews on there and some really funny ones too. So
good shit. Big thanks, Paramount, hosting this beautiful studio where we're at now. Lost Ogle, Anthem Brewing, delicious beers, having an IPA. I'm always having an IPA.
Always, literally always.
I'm always having an IPA. Cracking a cold with the boys.
You came out of your mother's womb with an Anthem in a bottle.
Fat Bison, good wood, fatbison.com. OKC Comedy, Partners in Crime. They have a Smartest Man in the World podcast coming up July 15th. That's Greg Proops.
I call him the Proopster.
The Proop Dog.
He doesn't like it.
Whose line is it anyway? You know him. You've seen him. You love him.
Go see him.
Go see him.
And lastly, thank you guys once again for the donations, the tweets, comments, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. All those things mean the world to us and keep us going. And we're just making this intro really short and sweet.
Yeah.
Because we have a veshel. We have a veshel.
We have a veshel guest.
We usually do these at night, so this is kind of different.
It is weird.
But we'll get to it right now. This is episode 60 with Jeff Hickey of Norma Jean. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Thank you so much for coming here and doing this earlier in the day.
Yeah.
It's really nice to meet you. You went outside for a moment before we started, and I was creeping your Instagram, and I followed you.
Like you do.
I do. And
that's a normal thing you do with people nowadays.
You have to.
You
got to creep the gram. It used to be MySpace stalking, and now it's
Instagram stalking.
Creeping.
Yeah. It's the best, though, because I feel like
With MySpace, you had to check out what song they had. That was really super important.
Whatever the song that's playing, as soon as you open that person's cool.
Yeah.
The song and the theme. Oh, man, the themes.
The background, yeah.
I spent so much time on my crappy HP on my 56K modem, perfecting the theme, going in, editing the code to take away that banner at the bottom. It was like theme by X, Skull Crusher X or whatever, and I was like, no, I don't have room for that on my page.
Yeah.
And yeah, the song was so important. Do you remember any of the songs that you had on yours?
I honestly do not.
Yeah.
I cannot think of any.
Blocked out of memory forever.
No, probably not. Let me see. No, I couldn't tell you anything. Like my mind wants to tell you something cool, but it probably wasn't that.
Same.
Probably wasn't that.
I think I might have had a Postal Service song like at the very end before the migration to Facebook and everything like that. But that was late in the game.
I had songs, and then one's super fucking embarrassing. It was before the movie came out, so you can't judge me.
Right.
If you were to go to my MySpace now, there's a movie called The Love Guru.
Okay.
Hold on, wait.
Yes, there is.
Before the movie came out, they were doing heavy promotion for it, but they weren't showing trailers. They were just doing these little, I guess Deepak Chopra type little 30-second.
You're in the middle of a solid justification right now.
Yes, you are.
I'm not, but okay.
Look, he's treading water. Look.
Anyways, there's one of those on my MySpace. Well, it's super embarrassing.
Speaking of great movies, I took a trip to see a friend last night, and we ended up for a little while watching the second Austin Powers movie.
Now, why was it only for a little while?
Yeah, things come up, so to speak.
Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Yes, because the first, as we all know, International Man of Mystery.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Second was Spy Who Shagged Me.
Third, Gold Member.
There's a fourth one in the works.
That's what I've heard.
Mm-hmm. That would be amazing. Actually.
I'm hoping.
I think
they're
all great. I love all those movies.
I haven't seen an Austin Powers movie in a long time, even though I've seen them all. But watching that second one, I was laughing so hard because
it's so good.
It's equal parts ridiculous and funny.
Yeah.
Genuinely funny.
Yeah.
And in a world we live in now, easy, funny, silly laughs mean a lot.
There's not really comedies like that anymore. Like just turn your brain off and chuckle for an hour and a half.
Well, and there was actually, I'm like an avid lover of James Bond too. So
yeah.
And earlier I was at my hotel, and like I was talking to Josh. We were texting, and there was like Die Another Day was on, and I was just kind of like, maybe I'll just stay here and take a nap and watch Die Another Day. I didn't include that into the text. I was just like, that's cool. I was just like, hey, I think I'm going to take a nap. But really, I was just like, oh, there's James Bond on. Like,
I mean, hotel, James Bond, that sounds like a pretty decent Sunday when it's like hot outside, And what brings you through here, man?
Well, I'm getting off of a tour right now. We sort of, our band is sort of scattered all over. I live in Los Angeles. Two of our guys live in Salt Lake City, but we pretty much home base is Fort Smith, Arkansas currently. Like that's where we practice and stuff. So we just kind of fly into Oklahoma City because we've been renting vans from here. And yeah, we just did like a little 2-week stint up to Montreal and did like a festival up there that was super fucking awesome.
What festival was it?
It's called Amnesia Rock Fest.
Okay.
It was a super rad festival.
With the likes of who played it?
Oh, good Lord, dude. So many bands. I think Rammstein headlined the night we were on.
Nice.
And Queens of the Stone Age as well. Our stage was crazy because we played, and then immediately after us, Goldfinger played. And then immediately after them, Real Big Fish. And then I think after that, I think it was the band Basement, but don't quote me on that. Could be wrong. I just kind of guessed that that's who it was. They were English and sounded like a fucking 90s grunge band. So I was like, that might be Basement. I don't know.
So it was Norma Jean and then a double fist of ska.
Yeah.
And then into something else.
Yeah. Which I think was sick. I think that's awesome. It was super rad.
like Goldfinger. I always have. And I used to be a big fan of Real Big Fish. Like with Turn the Radio Off. I think that was the album that I got. Most people probably got into them around that time. And I've seen them live a handful of times, and they're fun. Yeah. And they're good. They're like all amazing musicians. Right. Was it Aaron, I think the singer's name? I think. Great.
Oh, wait. Goldfinger?
No. Oh, no. Real Big Fish.
Oh, Real Big Fish. Oh, sorry.
RBF. RBF for the kids. I think his name's Aaron. Yeah. We'll just call him Aaron. Yeah. Aaron Fish.
Guy with the sideburns.
Yeah.
Sideburn.
He didn't let those go.
Those are. He's still rocking them. I saw.
He actually had those
in the flesh
since the 90s, and I think they're just like stick on. He probably takes them off, like puts them in his guitar case.
No, he's got a mannequin head that he's like sticks them on.
But talented guitar player, fun front man,
and they were great. I watched them the whole time. Awesome. I was like, dude, it's Real Big Fish, sick.
Dude, and Goldfinger's great. Still, like they're kind of lifers at this point. I know, like Mike Herrera's playing bass for him now, and they're just great musicians. They put on a good show. I've seen Goldfinger like 4 or 5 times over the years.
Yeah. And he's getting like a crazy rotation of badass drummers to play with him. Like Cyrus Buki played. I think he played at that one.
Yeah, he did actually. I saw him. Holy crap. See, okay. I grew up on Newfound Glory. Oh yeah. I freaking, I'm 30 now, but like when like Nothing Gold Could Stay came out, like I think I was probably 12 or 13 or something. Dude, and I was sitting in the green room, which was basically this house. Like this whole festival, I was telling Josh earlier, it's just like this thing that got like, it's like a whole town that just shuts down and becomes this festival. Like the green room was literally where someone lives. Like it's a house. It was a house, and I was just sitting in there, and like this dude came in, and I was like, oh, pretty sure that's a drummer from Newfound Glory. And then I was like looking on the festival thing. I was like, Newfound Glory's not on here though. See, I didn't know that. If I had known that. Oh man, I would have punched him so hard.
And like Travis Barker played on the record. Like,
wow,
that'd be dope.
Well, and old Johnny Feldman has his hand in quite a few things these days, helping produce the Blink album and things like that. Pretty awesome, pretty dope. Speaking of John Feldman, and I won't spend too much time on this, Jeff. But man, Josh, I have to come clean. I'm a little upset with you.
Why?
Well, a lot of reasons, but the main reason. So 311 put out a new album on Friday.
Yeah, what does that have to do with John Feldman?
He produced one of the tracks on the album.
Are you serious? Well, shit.
And
you're upset because I did. Dude,
no. May I finish?
Continue.
Can I finish? I'm a little upset because you're not feeling it like I am.
I'm not feeling this. I get it. No, man. It's been a busy weekend. I'll get to it.
You don't make time for a new 311 album.
Dude,
what's wrong with you? I thought we were fans.
Back-to-back shows. I bartended last night. I got a lot of shit going on. What I will do though, Monday after work, I'm gonna do some other things.
Yes,
I'm gonna pop on some headphones, and then I'm just gonna let it take me home.
Do it, man.
And I'm not gonna skip a track.
Don't, because
it is 17 tracks.
It is, but
what are they, fucking Rancid? Get the fuck out of here.
Most of the tracks are pretty short. There's a few 5-minute jammers that I like. Okay, so I really enjoyed the album. I listened to it start to finish, as I do when they put a new album out.
Right.
And the first listen, I was like, all right, this is pretty good. But I jammed it all weekend.
Okay.
And I think it's almost a masterpiece. You can quote me on that.
So, Jeff, how do you feel about 311, the band 311?
Well, in your defense, I've never given time for any 311 record in my life.
As you should, probably.
I'm pretty sure I own the blue one, blue one, like back whenever I was like
down.
10.
Classic.
Yeah.
I preface talking about them to anybody using the words, as a fan. And then my friend the other day was like, why do you keep saying as a fan? I'm like, well, because they're a very polarizing band. They've been around a long time. It's their 12th studio album. That's a lot of albums.
Yeah.
A lot of long albums, a lot of 17-track albums. But do your homework, man.
I'll do it.
Because
I don't hate 311, just for the record, but
they're an acquired taste.
I
They get a lot of shit.
I just don't care. Like I don't know.
I just don't care about 311.
I don't care about it. I mean, as if you're a musician, you can't listen to 311 and say that they suck.
They have some cheesy elements, I get it.
But they're all really fucking good at the instruments they play.
I listened to the album several times on my drive and drive back and whatnot, and on Friday.
Sure.
I actually stayed up until midnight on Friday because it was going to be released on Spotify.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I got off the phone.
Wow, that big of a fan, huh?
Dude, okay.
Wow.
Let me paint, Jeff, let me paint a picture for you, if I may divulge for a moment. I was talking to a friend of mine, having a great conversation. I got the phone around 11:30 because I was like ready. I was like, okay, I got to make sure my phone is charged. I have at home, I have these really badass like Sony Bluetooth, like the crazy oversized headphones. And I got off the phone at 11:30 and I checked Spotify just to see if it was out yet. And then I was like, wait a minute, midnight on the East Coast. And it was out. So I had a few beers and I had the house to myself. It was the very last night I had my house to myself before my new roommate moved in. And dude, I was dancing around my house, drinking beer, and just like being absorbed in the moment.
Did you peanut kick?
Beautiful. Did I? I broke 3 lamps in my living room. It was amazing. No, but I was in this moment and I was absorbing. I've been waiting for it. They've been hyping this album up for almost a year now. Yeah. Heard a couple of tracks before. Saw that it was on some websites, but I didn't download it because I wanted to hear it like legit.
You want to back-to-back track it.
Yeah. And man, I dug it, but then after a few more listens, it really sank in. And I'm going to say, again, almost a masterpiece.
Almost.
There's not a skipper song on the album. Okay. There's some songs that I'm not as hot on as others, but...
For my homework assignment, that makes me feel a little better that there's... Because, anytime a new album comes out, even if it's like your favorite band, like I'm sure the next MXPX record, I might skip a couple.
Yeah, you might.
But I might not.
So I had this idea after I was so psyched on this new album. I want to start a spin-off podcast, which would be like under the Boys umbrella. But and we have a good friend, Randy, who I kind of introduced to 311, and he's kind of eating it up. He's into like fish and shit, though. Which I've said 311 is like a modern day fish.
They are definitely they're
which
the modern
probably
jam
makes you like them a lot more.
Oh yeah, that's just you're really selling me on this right now.
You're gathering your things you're trying to leave. So the last thing I'll say is I want to do a spin-off podcast where Boys dissects all the 311 albums. But I had this crazy bridge in my mind. I was like, okay, so what we'll do is every like 10 episodes or so, we'll go to that. And I was trying to think of a clever name, and I want to have my friend Randy on as like the third mic for it. Because he's picking up what I'm putting down, and but then I thought, wait a minute,
nice,
thanks,
very nice.
If we do this, would our listenership go down?
Well,
here's the thing, guys.
We would go very down.
Okay, we'll do bonus eps.
But we'll do a bonus.
I think the only people that would listen to that podcast is 311.
Yeah,
hey, enough for me.
Well, you don't want to get all mixed up.
No, you don't.
Oh,
but it's really hard to come original with the name. So tell me about Norma Jean. So I don't know that much about Norma Jean, just to be totally honest. I mean, I've heard the name, I've heard some songs, but I've never seen you guys.
You played in a lot of bands that were probably heavily influenced by Norma Jean.
That's my big connect with you, Jeff. Is I've played in bands that I'm sure at least one or two of the members have stolen riffs from you. So how does that feel?
Well, me too though. I mean, I'm not an original member. I've been in the band for about 7 years now.
How long have they been a band?
Let's see. Norma Jean officially, it was Ludacris before.
Great rapper.
But yeah.
It was spelled differently though.
Yeah, it was spelled differently.
That's right.
Norma Jean, I think, officially became the name in 2001.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's kind of we kind of always start there. Especially we don't play Ludacris songs or anything like that. Like,
why would you?
Dude, some people want us to.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's some good songs on that record.
My introduction to Norma Jean was Ludacris at the 12th Street Basement Cafe and more.
Throwing myself, yeah.
Yeah, I was at that. I believe I was at that.
And
as
it was 11 Hours Down, Ludacris, and some other.
Wait, was I
band.
in the band?
I think you may have been.
Okay. So we played together, kind of.
Did you ever play with Wayne in the band?
Oh, no. Okay,
this
so
is
maybe
post
I
you.
did.
Right,
yeah, I
post
was
you.
about to say Wayne was in 11 Hours.
Yeah. That
Well, so was he.
Yeah, I was in that band
crazy.
twice. I played guitar. It was my first band I was ever in.
Right.
I was 14. My dad had to drive me to practice and drop me off. I had this little Marshall JCM 900 combo.
Yeah.
It was killer. And I had this washburn that was like pointy. And I was like, oh man, I'm in a Christian hardcore band. This is the shit, you know? And then I quit. And then there was always like a rotating cast of people in that band. And then I joined again and I played bass in the band the second time.
Gotcha.
And I had this sweet like Ibanez sound gear that was heavily inspired by Fieldy from Korn.
Oh.
You're liking me a lot because of my musical taste.
Yeah, totally.
Give me the eyes.
See, Jeff and I, our commonality is that we are like pop punk.
Yeah, we grew up in punk rock, yeah, for sure.
Awesome. So you joined you said 7 years ago?
Yeah, so the end of 2010. So yeah, almost 7 years.
And where did you come from before that?
I used to be in a band called the Handshake Murders, which is any Oklahoma City people listen to this podcast. I'm sure they're probably at least familiar with that if they've been around. This was the one town that liked us.
All right.
But no, yeah, I played in that band. I think I was probably from like 18 to 21 maybe or something.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually the guy that I replaced in Norma Jean put out one of our EPs. So like there was always like this common connection there, and yeah, just ended up joining the band around.
Was that your
2010
because you knew that guy?
Yeah, well no, we just knew all of them. They used to take us on tour. Like we're like they would take us on tour and then their fans would hate us and it would be super sick. We'd play to like 500 people that didn't give a shit, and it was fun.
That's awesome. So did you join like in between albums? Did you have to like learn all the songs and then you went in and wrote an album?
Yeah, exactly. Cool. I've been on 2 albums so far. Yeah, so I've pretty much, I know pretty much every Norma Jean song at this point, but
what's it like, man? Like touring around, going to festivals and
it's sick. It's great. It's amazing.
A good life.
Yeah. It's fun. Especially, now that I'm actually we're actually writing our music. It's a different thing than it used to be. It can't really like, I don't really know how to explain it. I think if you're a fan of Norma Jean, you'd probably be familiar with how the changes have come about or whatever. And like people are either on board or they aren't, but it's fine. Like,
yeah,
we're definitely in a different band now. But it's great. I get to travel the world playing guitar. Can't really complain about that.
That can't be a terrible thing.
No.
I'm sure there's downtime.
There's ups and downs. Yeah. That's sort of the life of a band, though. Period.
Well, being in a band for 30 hours to come here. That's...
Yeah, actually, we didn't even finish on the Montreal thing. I literally drove 30 hours and got here last night around 3 a.m. I don't know what time it is right now. It's 2:46 p.m. So
wow.
Yeah, I was in a van for like 30 hours and now I'm doing this and I'm semi-delusional.
Me too. Me too. It's the lack of sleep and the driving.
Yeah.
So was that the longest you've ever been in a vehicle? Because that's a long time.
No, it's not.
What's the longest?
Oh man, I think the longest, we just did a headliner a few months ago. I think March through April. We did, we started our tour. We had multiple choices to do a routing, like when we were booking it. But the one that made the most sense to make the drive shorter later was to start in Arkansas and then drive straight to Portland, Oregon, which was a 40-hour drive. And that was pretty brutal. That might have been the longest.
That's insane.
Yeah.
The longest I've been in a car is about 14 hours, and I wanted to cut my own head off.
Oh, yeah.
By the end.
You definitely go insane.
But that's like almost 4 times that.
Yeah.
That's a work week. You spend a work week.
40 hours.
A 40-hour week.
That's true.
Now, do you make these drives straight or really?
Yeah, usually like
just take turns? Passing the aux cord around?
Or we'll just pull over and sleep because there's like no reason to spend money on a hotel when you're just driving. Like,
you're in a little fart box hotel.
Yeah.
It's like you might as well just keep driving.
We just keep driving.
Love that place.
Luckily, we don't have to do those too often. But
one question I have for you is when you're doing these super long drives, I've never been on a big tour with a band. But I have been on kind of like long road trips with people, and it starts out, everybody's excited, we're hitting the road. And then like a few hours in, 5 hours in, everybody's on their headphones, everybody's on their phones.
Oh, yeah.
Like you don't want to hear what other people are playing or talking about or eating or whatever.
Right.
So how long does it take you guys to like headphone up and just be in your own element?
Oh, dude, we've been doing this a long time. That probably takes about 15, 20 minutes.
Just get right to it.
Like, the gassed up, cool headphones.
We make some jokes as we're getting on the highway, and then once we hit the highway, it's like, all right, see you later.
Do you have anybody that's like sleeps the whole time? Because I feel like that's what I would do.
Our singer sleeps a lot.
Yeah.
I'm very envious of how much he can sleep.
And how
it's
easy
incredible.
it is?
Yeah. It's incredible. Like, I mean, even doing that drive from Montreal, our bass player did the overnight portion. I slept all night. We hit the border, had to do the border bullshit and all that stuff. Did all that. Then I was just like wide awake. It's like 7:30 in the morning, and I'm just like, because we started the drive at like 7 that night, and I just went to sleep. So I slept from like 7 to 7, and I was just completely wired and awake at 7:30 in the morning, sun blaring in. I'm just like, oh, this sucks so much. I was just like on my phone, just like on Reddit. I'll spend like hours on Reddit in the van. Like,
what's your top subreddits? I got to know.
Dude, I love Ask Reddit. I could read Ask Reddit forever.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably
is that the
my
AMA
favorite
thing?
No. Ask Reddit is just where somebody will post a question and then people just respond.
Oh,
yeah, there's so much interesting stuff.
I don't get on the Reddit.
I didn't until very recently. I've probably been on it for about a year.
Yeah,
I didn't understand. I didn't get it or understand it for many, many years. But now that I'm doing it, it's like it's an endless like pit of entertainment.
Or it's like a forum. It's like old school forums.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, message board.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
I like the explain like I'm 5. Have you tried that one?
Oh yeah.
That's a good one. I had a really good one the other day, and it's slipping my mind right now. But I really needed to know something. And I really needed to understand it. And it'll come to me here in a moment. But I love that because I do like people breaking things down to like the easiest, most digestible way.
Yeah. No, the Explain Me Like I'm 5, that one's good. I really like all like the real life ones, like the Tales from Your Server and like Tales from Retail or whatever. Like, those are great. Like,
it is the ultimate time waster though, because I can go down those rabbit holes, and then you find then you get into the weird subreddits every once in a while, and it's like, wow, this exists, and there's a lot of people that like are like-minded and are into the weird things, and sometimes it's sexual, sometimes it's just strange, but like that in between is the beauty.
Oh yeah.
You don't Reddit?
I don't. Not at all. I don't tweet either. I'm not a Twitterer.
No, you don't tweet.
I don't tweet. And the thing, I have 2 bands that have Twitter. I have a podcast that has Twitter. I don't tweet.
I don't have a Twitter. I just use a band Twitter. Yeah.
But you do have an Instagram, and it's at Jeff Makes Noise.
That's correct.
It's great to creep. A lot of good guitar pics on there. A lot of good.
If you like guitar stuff, that's sort of my.
Tell me about that Jazzmaster that you had on there.
The Jazzmaster.
We were talking about in the car.
I was just talking about it in the
earlier,
car. I was kind of thinking about selling it, but it's just like it's a Mexican-made Fender Jazzmaster, surf green. It's like a classic '60s. It's which is great because it's got a nitro finish. It's a super awesome guitar. I had Seymour Duncan actually make me a custom set of humbuckers for it, which they still look like Jazzmaster pickups. They're kind of wired and like created in the sense of like a hot rail pickup, maybe like a hot rail would be. They're just like in Jazzmaster form and Jazzmaster form, and like I mean, it sounds great. It's cool, but the bridge is the worst thing ever, and they're a bitch. Terrible bridge. They're a bitch. It's a terrible bridge. Yeah. It's the worst bridge ever.
I've got a Jazzmaster and I've got a Jaguar, and on the Jaguar I have it came. I bought it on Craigslist, and it had a Mastery bridge on it.
Oh well, you lucked out then. Yeah,
dude, I got it for $500, and it's a '90s Japan Jaguar. It's gorgeous. I'll show you a picture of it later. Yeah, it's my baby.
Yeah, dude. I see a mastery bridge sounds great, but I'm not paying $200 for a bridge.
I wouldn't
just because
either.
they got a patent on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
It's the only reason they charge so much, because they have the patent.
And it comes in a cute box with like straw in there or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't pay for straw.
Yeah, I think I'd probably just put maybe like a Tunomatic on it or something.
Yeah,
fix it up. But
totally.
No, it's a great guitar. It's sick.
Cool.
It definitely just needs some work right now. Which sucks because I love playing it. It's a beautiful guitar. It sounds great.
I know that was like I was scrolling, seeing all your cool ESPs and everything, and I was like, "Whoa, there's a beautiful jazz master right there." Kind of an offset.
I got some
guy
tellies
myself.
too. Yeah, I got some tellies.
So let's go back in time. Oh, did you want to say something, Josh?
No.
Okay, let's go back in time.
Okay.
So before Norma Jean,
right?
How did you get into playing music? Because that's always
an
interesting
question. How did I get into playing music?
Yeah,
okay.
like when did you start playing guitar? Did you play anything before? Or maybe even before that, what influenced you to pick up an instrument?
Literally, I could tell you what made me want to pick up a guitar was Green Day Dookie. For sure.
Same.
For sure. First time I ever heard When I Come Around, I was like, I have no idea what that sound is, but I want to know how to do that.
Well, the sound of a distorted guitar and the palm muting of it, like
the palm muting.
Oh, yeah.
And then figuring out how to palm. I mean, it's a simple chord progression. It's every single chord progression. But it's like, well, that and the palm muting of Basket Case.
Yeah.
You think you're playing it right, but you're probably fucking up something.
Yeah.
Because it's a weird strum
pattern. It's a weird thing that he does. Yeah.
It's awesome. That was my first record too.
Yeah, that was the first thing, and then, I just kind of started getting into like, pop punk and stuff. I remember the first time I ever heard Blink-182 was on Loveline, the show Loveline.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
They were doing a feature in Dude Ranch or whatever. Like Dude Ranch had just come out, and Dude Ranch is probably my all-time favorite Blink's like just record. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Best Blink record in my opinion. And I remember hearing that, and then also, when it comes to like the internet and stuff, like the first time, I think I'd probably late 98, early 99. I kind of got into like, I don't know how I stumbled across it, but I started to like discover MP3s before Napster, before like really anybody knew what they were.
Like SoulSeek and LiveWire and stuff like that.
Yeah, long before any of that stuff. It was just like, I don't know if you guys remember pages like geocities.com.
Oh, yeah.
Angel Fire and stuff.
Yeah.
Angel
Oh,
Fire,
dude, totally. Tripod.
Yeah. See, before MP3s were really like a big deal, before like Metallica came along or whatever, you could just download that stuff off of like GeoCities websites. And I remember stumbling across this weird band called No Effects. Mm-hmm. And like just downloading a bunch of their songs off of some random GeoCities page, and just like
there'd be like star background and like GIFs, like animated GIFs, and then it would take you to some weird directory, which is like a list of
this
links.
Page was plain. I remember what this page looked like. It was literally just like a mustard yellow background and just like black links of just No Effects songs. And I'd never heard this band. I'm just like, what is this? These guys are singing about like doing drugs and shit. This is crazy, man. Like,
and it made you feel,
but it's like it was so catchy
cool.
though.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's how I got introduced to No Effects. I went, and I've said this on the podcast before, but I went to Crossroads Mall to buy a Blink-182 CD, Dude Ranch, actually, because my friend had it and I really wanted it, and they were sold out of it. And the like skater dude behind the counter was like, "Oh man, you don't need to listen to that shit." He's like, "Listen to this," and he handed me the "I Heard They Suck Live."
Oh, really?
CD.
Nice.
And I thought the cover was super cool. It's a coupe drawing, and I was like, "All right," I had the $20 in my pocket, and I took it home, and they were talking about doing coke and like prostitutes
just like
and
crazy stuff.
And I was like, "Wait, this isn't about the mall."
Yeah, my parents would have killed me if they knew that. Like they would.
Oh man, but I jammed that album hundreds of times, and I played guitar a little 2 years or so before that, but that's when I knew I wanted to like get into learning how to play like punk music.
Yeah,
and, like, the picking and stuff. Like when they bust into the live version of Linoleum, I was like, that's like the fastest jackhammer picking I've ever heard, and I had to learn how to do that.
Yeah,
I never did.
What is it?
I tried.
I'm thinking about that. What is it about? What do you think it was about punk rock? Was it just the age that we were at that like,
I think so.
It made it just like fuck?
Yeah. And I want to say like you can't neglect like, because you're talking about like record stores, some guy like telling you to check something out. Mm-hmm. Like, back before you could just Google anything or whatever. Right. Like I'm sure you guys have probably talked about this a million times on this podcast, but like, how did you find other bands? You'd fucking buy a CD. You'd open up the liner notes and you would just go through it, and then you go to your record store and like see if you could find CDs by that band.
Yeah,
like,
either like on the band thanks or like they'd have
band
like
thanks or like
what were
they'd have
called?
like the
Mailing
little insert cards, with like the catalogs and
that's something of catalog.
Hey, do that, or a thing I used to do all the time would go and buy like the just like the compilation CDs, because you could just go to like Camelot Music. I don't know
Yep.
if you guys had those.
Oh, yeah.
around here.
Oh, yeah,
Camelot.
yeah.
You go to Camelot and you buy like a $3 compilation CD with like 30 songs on
like
it.
a Cinema Beer Nuts or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or
Like Hopeless Records ones. The Hopeless
Hopelessly
used to do them a
Devoted.
that's
lot.
how I
Yeah.
learned.
Yeah.
That's how I learned about Alkaline Trio. It was on, I think it was on a Hopeless or Vagrant or something.
Yeah, Vagrant.
And
as
then there
well.
was, the short music for short people.
Yeah, fat music for fat people.
Punkaramas.
Yeah, Punkaramas.
And even in the Christian thing, what was the songs from the Penalty Box?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Dude,
That was
okay,
big
I've been
to
trying
me.
to find that fucking CD, and it's not anywhere. You can't find it.
Let me tell you about this thing called the internet.
I've been looking on it.
Oh, I'll hook you up. I
I
got
can't find
you.
songs from.
I got you, boy.
Yeah.
The other thing about that era, before everything was just right on your phone, and there were, your music, new releases. There were always these like musical mystics, I call them, like the skater guy.
Yeah.
I like looked up to this
Musical
guy.
mystics.
Yeah, like
You're
he was
so-
like,
you're not right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he-
you're not wrong. Sorry.
you are not right.
You're not right. You're so.
fucking wrong.
Get
This
the
is
fuck
over.
outta here.
Go back to your 311 stoner boy, bucket hat stoner boy. Get out of here. No, but
On that note, give me another beer.
yeah, I'll take one
'Cause
too.
I'm
Josh.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, like that
Let's
guy
talk
to
worse.
me.
I couldn't drink your last beer.
Speak worse.
That guy, that was a musical mystic to me. He was this like sage, wisdom bearing man.
Yeah.
who was probably 3 years older than me.
Right.
He got the mall job that I applied for and didn't get.
Yeah.
But I ate that up, and there was a place called Rainbow Records on 23rd and Walker, I think it is.
Yeah.
And that was the same thing. Like you'd go in there and there'd be like class, and there'd be like this Hesher dude,
Right.
or even like choice music on the south side, things like that. Like you'd go in and you'd clack, 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 go through all those CDs or tapes, even when I was really young, and you'd find that magical thing. And to me, I Heard They Suck Live was that magical
Thing
that I coveted, and like I would like show my friends, and then it would spread that way. Whereas now it's like you get on Spotify and it's like, here's the new music for this week, which is great. But I feel that as I get older, I'm a little less exploratory in music.
Oh yeah, me too.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so hard to keep your ear to the ground these days, and plus there's just so much more music. I feel like.
But when you find, when you
crazy.
like you do this, Spotify makes it super cool. Like it makes a playlist of things that if based on what you've been listening to, like you might like this, and it'll show you like okay, I'm not sure if I talked about it on the podcast, but I've bored the fuck out of everyone I know about this band called Charlie Bliss. They're fucking tight. They're like 25 years old, girl fronted. Kind of sounds like that 90s girl fuzzy pop kind of shit. Love it. Wouldn't have heard it if Spotify wouldn't have thrown it in my fucking face. Basement is a band that I found out through a random Spotify.
Right.
That's fucking cool.
Another musical mystic I had was our friend Wes.
Yeah.
Hi, Wes. I know you're listening. But in high school,
Speaking of bucket hats.
fuzzy Kangos, baby. But he was the kid back in high school that had like the 400 book of CDs that would just like clack, flap, flap. And he would show me music all the time. And we're still friends now, but back in high school we were like inseparable. And he turned me on even after high school, and when we worked together and stuff at the skate shop, like he turned me on to so much music, and not just like heavy music, but like Pinback bands that
Pinback's great.
Yeah, dude.
Awesome.
Like I never would have heard that stuff if it wasn't for him. So like, but now that he and I are like kind of living our separate adult lives, it's different. I'm not as exploratory anymore.
I think if you ask my friends growing up, they probably would tell you I'm one of those dudes too. Like I was just one of those kids. I mean, granted, this was at the internet age point, but like, freaking
You were on the cusp.
I was one of those guys that just always was listening to new bands, like just every single day. I was obsessed with music.
So
like,
give me one or two bands that you were like the most excited to show people about.
The most excited to show people about?
It could be now, it could be back then, or anywhere in between.
Nowadays, I'm always showing people this band called Kowloon Walled City. They're like a I don't really know what to call them. They're like kind of sludge, kind of noise rock kind of stuff. Like really, really amazing band. One of the first bands that I've heard in a long time. I mean, I started listening to them back in like 2008 maybe or something, but they put out a record in 2015 that was like, it gave me that feeling of being like back whenever I was a kid, like it's just so good and you're so blown away by it. Like a feeling that you just don't feel more like the more and more you get older, like you just don't feel that feeling anymore. You're just like, oh man, this is a really good record. And you listen to a record for a while, but you never like listen to an album. You're just like, holy fucking shit. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, I know that feeling because I had it with this little band called 311.
Yeah.
No, but I know that feeling because as you get older, you feel that less and less because we become wiser, we become more jaded. You know, we become bored.
Yeah.
And nowadays we become flooded.
Yeah.
You know, and to hear an album that you're just so excited about, and I still get goosebumps with certain music every now and then, especially in a live setting. Because I like, as much as I hate concert crowds, I love live music.
Right.
And I don't mean like down at the bar. I mean like a well-produced concert.
Yeah.
You've been saying the word concert a lot when you're talking about shows, and I'm like, dude, you're not 50 yet.
Because he's talking about a concert. He's not talking about a show. There's a difference.
There is
concert.
There's a difference.
Okay, so
he's talking about a concert.
So the festival, that was a concert.
That was probably a concert.
No, that was a festival.
Yeah.
It's a half-hour set. That's a festival.
Yeah.
A show is it's about a 400 cap down. That's
Or
a show.
A show is at the 89th Street Collective, the Blue Note, the concert.
Right.
Wait, that's
Diamond Ballroom is a concert.
Yeah.
That's kind of in the middle.
Yeah, it's a show cert. It's
a show cert.
A show cert? I like that.
A concert.
A concert.
I guess concert does sound like somebody playing like a fucking cello.
No, you sound like a dad who's like, we got a sitter. We can go to that concert tonight.
I like a good concert. I'm old. I like a good concert. I'm not a festival kind of guy.
Me either.
Never
Me
have
either.
been.
I play them, but I would never go to one. Jesus Christ.
Hot.
That sounds awful.
I love that
Why are they
MXPX album at
It's
the concert.
absolutely awful.
Dude, why not festivals in the fall or winter? Why are they all in the middle of fucking summer?
Yeah, that's true.
Best festival is the Fest in Gainesville, and it's in October, and it's fucking nice.
I bet because you're not fucking ball sweating.
Well, you're
the
in
whole
Gainesville,
day.
Florida, so it's a little muggy, or what do they call it? The dry heat.
It's still hot in October.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not a dry heat. So
Whatever
that's
it
a
is.
wet
Whatever,
ass
humid.
It's
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You can't breathe.
It's
Exact
swamp ass
opposite.
city. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to Chicago in July, and is it going to be hot? I've never been to Chicago.
Yeah, it'll be warm.
Scorching?
I don't know if it'll be scorching.
I don't know.
Well, speaking of like,
Not Chicago. I'll be scorching in Chicago.
that's a good Chicago accent, actually.
Or Chicago. Dude, I've been saying tough acting to acting for like days. Tough acting to acting. It's the best.
Going back to like, you know, the pop punk stuff, like, you know, when I was in high school and first couple years of college, it was Warped Tour every summer.
Oh, yeah.
Every summer for like 5 years straight. And the fact that I sat in 115-degree heat in a concrete slab parking lot to see NoFX or Bad Religion or Blink-182 or Eminem, whatever.
Or Lit. Or whoever.
Lit.
I think if I tried to do that now, I might die. I think I might
it's
die.
Awful.
Oh, but
That's
the thing,
fucking terrible.
Every year you go and you're like, it's so hot. You're like, man, fuck this. We're not going next year.
Yeah.
And then next year you're like, oh, I guess I'll go. Fuck it, we'll go.
Yeah, I guess.
The last time I went to Warped Tour, I think it was like 2005, 6, and we didn't even watch outside stages. We tried, like, fuck this. And there's that pavilion thing in Dallas, like, just sit where it's shaded and just chill. And that's where, like, what's that fucking metal? Valiant Thor.
Yeah.
Juliette Lewis and the Lick. So we saw a bunch of cool bands.
Bunch of jean jacket wearing hot hippies.
Yeah. So, you know, but I wasn't hot.
It reminds me of the time I went, this was years and years ago, but I went to see The Cure in Dallas. I was really excited. Interpol opened for them. And Melissa Oftamar and Mogwai played. It was like, what was it called? The Curiosa Festival, I believe. It was like the Cure curated festival.
Oh, Jesus.
But it was at I forget what it's called, but it's the big pavilion in Dallas. The Starland I think it's called the Verizon blah, blah, blah now, whatever.
That's where they did the Warped Tour.
For a while, yeah, because it used to be called the Smirnoff Center.
The State Fair.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Right, everything.
The funniest thing was seeing The Cure, the festival that The Cure was headlining later that night, in the middle of July with nothing but hot goths. I don't mean like they were dressed up and looking good. It was like sweaty people in black layers.
Like thick black canvas and denim and leather.
And the mascara just streaming. And everybody was just drinking beer like crazy because it was so hot.
Yeah.
Well, water's not goth.
No. Water's the lead. You have to drink blood or beer.
Yep.
It's like True Blood. Anyways, okay, so let's go back to this playing guitar. So you learned some Green Day songs.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take you to go from the bedroom to the jam space? Lay it on me.
Let's see. Well, I think I first got a guitar because Dookie came out whenever I was probably like 6, maybe like 7. I probably didn't hear that until I was probably like 8 or 9.
Okay.
Got into that. Got a guitar that Christmas or something.
What was your first guitar?
Oh, it was like a little Squire Strat or whatever.
Was it red?
Of course it was. No, it was black.
Okay.
That's black.
Yeah, you lucked out.
Yeah.
You didn't get that candy apple red.
I didn't get the candy apple red.
With the white tip whammy.
No, it wasn't a Stratocaster. It was a Strat.
Yeah.
Those were terrible.
They had to save on ink, so they just shortened it to Strat.
Yeah.
For the
We'll use the
headstock.
bold font. They won't know.
Yeah.
No, but then it sat in my bedroom for like 3 years. I probably did. I don't think I started playing guitar seriously until I was probably like 12 or 13. Joined my first band when I was 13. It was terrible.
Do you remember what that band was called?
Yeah, we were called Pray for Garrett, which we found on a bumper sticker.
Okay.
Which I soon learned was about an infant who died of cancer. So we just named our band after a dead baby.
At least you didn't spell it like Prey.
Yeah.
That would be like dark.
Yeah, that would have been pretty messed up.
Speaking of Austin Powers, I ate a baby. You know that? I ate a baby. There it is. Oh,
That's actually a pretty good one.
When that came on last night, I was just like, ugh. I got the douche chills.
Fat
so
Bastard
bad.
is the cringiest part of that whole thing. Although when it first came out, I thought it was hilarious.
The thing I forgot about Fat Bastard was the spit coming out of his mouth when he talks, and it was skeeving me out so hardcore. Disgusting. So Pray for Garrett. When was the first world tour?
The first world tour.
Let me guess. Christian Coffee House? Did you play
Was it a Christian band?
No, actually, the first show I ever... No.
Okay.
No, the first show I ever played was at an outdoor pavilion in a park.
Okay.
Yeah, just like a little, little shitty thing.
Done it.
Some lawn chairs.
Yeah. And actually, Corey, the singer of Norma Jean, one of his old bands, played that show. They were called the Jade Syndicate. And they were actually a really good band.
That's a good name.
Well, they were actually a really good band.
Nice.
But he was, he's a lot older than me. So he had already honed his craft.
Oh, sure.
I was out there fucking looking like a retard.
Whoa, hey, we can't
Idiot.
say that word.
My
That's
bad.
the R word. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Don't be retarded. So after Pray for Garrett, Prey, what was next?
I played in this band with a few friends of mine called Endearment. Which, if it depending on no, it was more like it was just typical. That was like about the point whenever I started finding out about bands like Poison the Well and Hopes Fall and stuff like that.
Tune it down a little bit.
Yeah, tune it down a little bit and just sort of do that whole thing. We had no idea what we were doing. We sucked, but actually, people in Oklahoma City and Tulsa might remember us. But who knows if they're listening? I don't know. Maybe somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, dude, I remember that band. They
What
sucked."
year was that?
That was probably 2004.
Then you played here?
Yeah, I think so. I
Okay.
think we did play
I probably
here.
saw
We
you.
definitely played Tulsa a bunch.
I went
remember.
to. Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Tulsa in 2004 was definitely far more into that.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it hardcore, but that era
like the
of
melodic hardcore,
screaming,
metalcore before it became kind of the Gothenburg
That was Tulsa
shit,
and
it was just more like melodic hardcore.
Oklahoma City was still
doing.
doing that like synthy emo punk rock kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And we had a couple of melodic hardcore bands, but
Right.
they weren't very good.
No, you had to go up to Tulsa.
You had to go to Tulsa for the good shit. Like Roosevelt. Those are the good guys.
Yeah. And like Endearment played a lot of shows with Roosevelt actually, so I remember all those guys. Who was the other one? Enlow. Remember Enlow?
Yeah.
Enlow. Yeah. Let's talk about just old Oklahoma
I know.
bands right now.
Let's keep talking about that.
It's like either this or 311. Who's gonna turn it off first?
Let's
I don't know.
think of some other fucking bands.
So what was after that? We're going through the
I'm just
ranks
literally
here.
going through every band I've
No,
ever
let's
been
do
in.
it.
All right,
That's
whatever.
That's
After that,
the point of the show.
I was playing in this band called Ocean Liner, which was more of like...
I remember Ocean Liner.
You actually remember
I do.
Ocean Liner? We did play here.
Yep,
We
I
did play
remember.
here.
Was it at the Green Door?
No, we played at that freaking warehouse thing off Western. Remember, it was like little warehouses. It was just like literally warehouses, but then they would have shows at this one.
Man, I don't remember.
Oh, the 114?
The 114. I think that's that sounds familiar.
Did we go to that, Josh?
Yeah.
Okay.
The 114 was ran by Josh Lucky and some other.
My other band,
some
Handshake Murders, played there a bunch too.
Yeah.
It's literally it's like where I'm saying warehouses, but I'm thinking more like giant storage units.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gigantic
Like
storage
big
units.
prefab buildings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with no
Like a row.
markings or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just nothing there.
Just a nondescript
I
beige
believe that was
Just
building.
the
completely,
114.
nondescript. Yeah.
Stephen Purvis, that was the other one. And Jeff Krebsbeck, those guys.
Yeah.
Speaking
it was a shoddy spot.
was it?
Yeah.
No.
No, they didn't craft it together very well. I think the stage fell apart. Continue.
Oh, that's all I have, literally.
All right, I'll see you guys.
All right.
I mean, that's pretty much it. And then the handshake. No.
Well, you did.
Norma Jean.
You played in a band with Mr. Wayne Wedge, Workhorse.
Oh, Wayne was in Ocean Liner.
Oh, he was in Ocean Liner.
It's the Wayne Connection.
Yeah,
I'm gonna write that down.
The Wayne Connection.
Yeah, that's going in the show
We're gonna
notes.
have to tell Wayne to listen to this podcast.
Oh, he does.
We should start.
Oh, he does.
Let's start a band called the Wayne Connection.
Let's not. No, it would just be Wayne Coyne, Wayne Newton, Wayne Swirled, and Wayne Wedge.
Wait. Is the last name Swirled? Wayne Swirled?
Yeah.
Wayne Swirled. Yeah.
It's an ice cream flavor.
We need to hit up Ben and Jerry's right
Wayne
now.
Swirled.
That is a missed opportunity.
It is.
really is.
Oh my God.
It'd be better than what is their don't they have like a fucking fish food?
Yeah, fish food.
Bringing it back
fuck
around.
That. Wayne Swirled, dude.
Wayne
Swirled. Way better.
Swirled.
Way better.
Oh man. So speaking of Wayne Swirled and Austin Powers, I was thinking about that Austin Powers 4.
Mm-hmm.
Is he too old? Because the reason I ask is I'm still waiting for that Forrest Gump 2. Because, Forrest Gump was based on a book.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There was a second book.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the second movie? I need it. It's my favorite movie of all time.
You know what's crazy?
I highly doubt that would ever happen.
The second book is based on the kid, right?
What's his name? Richie Cunningham? Richie Cunningham?
Did he do?
I think he did. He did
Opie
direct
Cunningham.
Forrest Gump.
No.
I think he did.
Okay, I'm going to look it up.
Hold on.
You guys talk.
What's his name? Ron Howard.
Ron Howard. Yeah.
Richie Cunningham from Happy Days.
I'm pretty sure. Anyways, so the second book's based on the kid. Haley Joel Osment played the kid. Have you seen Haley Joel Osment today? He'd be perfect for Forrest Gump too.
He's round.
But
He's
quite
scary,
round.
but he still has that. His eyes are childlike.
Yeah, and he doesn't have AIDS like his mama.
Oh, in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's not his real mother. I don't know.
She's like, damn, that got dark.
Actually, the two things I know about in life, 311 and Haley Joel Osment. I know his whole family tree.
They're all diseased.
I'm still looking this up. You guys.
Oh, come on, man.
It was not
Ron Howard. Was it not? Okay, my
Robert Zemeckis.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Back to the Future.
Sorry, Robert.
What a great
Old
disservice
Zemeckis.
For some reason, I thought it was Ron Howard. I
to
don't know.
old Robbie Z.
Robbie Zemeckis. No, I mean, I think he's not too old. There's CGI, prosthetics for sure. You know what I mean? He could be an aged Austin Powers. Like, hey, what was that movie? Forever Young with Mel Gibson, where he's frozen in time, but then he ages rapidly. It should be that because he was frozen.
Much like Austin Powers in The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he comes out now. He ages rapidly, so now he's a super old man. He's old Austin. Old Austin Powers.
Wait, old Forrest Gump?
That's
No,
actually,
I'm talking Austin Powers.
That could be a funny movie, actually.
Yeah.
That could be, I don't know.
He's still got it. Like,
Yeah.
he's very gray, and he's gotten a little rounder in his old age. But I think he could still do it.
Sure.
Maybe he'd get his mojo back. Finally.
He lost his mojo.
Well, so what's your favorite Austin Powers movie?
My favorite?
You have one of three to choose from.
I know, one
or
of
maybe
three.
four.
I thought you were gonna say what's your favorite like Mike Myers movie.
Dude, it's definitely tied between the second and third ones.
No.
Is Spy Who Shagged Me or Goldmember? I don't know.
Man, I'm gonna
Okay,
say first
one's
and
great.
second.
What? The first one's great, but like, I think it really came into its own whenever it's like
Well, see, I
second
like
and third.
I agree.
I like International Man of Mystery based on solely being a Bond fan and all of the tropes that it pulled from Bond.
Oh, it absolutely does. Totally.
Like big time. Like,
Yeah.
Because I'm right there with
blatantly.
you. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I mean,
I think
Dr. Evil's
people are missing if you haven't seen a ton of James Bond movies.
I haven't.
You're missing so much from Austin
Yeah,
Powers.
yeah.
Okay.
for sure.
So as a fan of the canon of Austin Powers, if I want to watch a James Bond movie to really get me into that shagadelic state of mind, what
Right.
James Bond movie should I watch first? Because I've never seen a James Bond movie in my life.
That's tough.
What's the best one, man?
It depends on who you talk to, because some people think that Sean Connery is the best James Bond. I personally disagree. I think Roger Moore was the best James Bond.
and that was before.
Yeah, Sean Connery was the first. He
Oh,
was the
wait.
original.
Sean Connery was the first James Bond?
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. My mind's being blown.
Yeah.
I mean, you could start with Doctor. I mean, start with the first. Doctor No is great, but you want
I just think Roger Moore was in the best movies, which would be
for
like,
sure.
you know, you got like your Moonrakers, and like Moonraker is amazing, like, because you'll just, you know, it cuts from like scene to scene where he's like going through explosions, and then the next minute his hair's like perfect, and it's just like, you know, it's like there's all this cheesy stuff about it. And like, but the stories are great. Like, I think he was also in The Man with the Golden Gun. He was in my personal favorite, Live and Let Die.
That's your favorite?
Yeah.
Is that the one I should watch first?
I wouldn't say you could watch it first.
Okay. That's
the thing. Like, Live and Let Die is definitely like a later, something you would want to watch later.
Okay.
But then I also, if Josh is a Bond fan like he's saying, I don't know.
Yes.
He might disagree with me, but I am a big Pierce Brosnan guy. I love the Brosnan movies.
I saw Goldfinger and the other ones.
Me too. They were with
Goldfinger.
Goldeneye.
Goldeneye. But Goldfinger is a great movie.
Yeah, Goldfinger was a Sean Connery one.
And Goldmember.
Goldmember was old to go an ode to Golden.
I saw GoldenEye because the game was tight as shit.
Yeah.
And then I kind of watched a little. I'm not really. Those got real campy. Like
they are campy, but so are the older ones. They're all campy.
But they overuse CGI, which was maybe they at the time it was supposed to look good.
That's the problem with the newest Bond films. Like they're all like freaking out. Like Bond's getting like. They're like slashing it, or they thought they were just gonna stop making Bond films. Period. It's like nobody cares anymore. And it's like, well, it's because it's like takes itself so seriously. Like,
right?
What the fuck are the last few that have come out? Casino Royale, like, and that was like the first book. I think Casino Royale was the first James Bond.
Yeah, it was
book.
the first one. Yeah, actually, you know what? Go start with the new ones. Do Casino Royale. And then go back and watch the old ones. Like from Russia with Love.
Here's the thing: Casino Royale takes itself too seriously. Like that's the problem with the new Bond films. They just take themselves so seriously. When the old ones were like kind of cheesy and like it's supposed to be cheesy.
Yeah,
and, like this dude just like sleeping with fucking women and
like hot 60s babes.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous. Like sleeping with women and killing people. It's just so ridiculous and over the top. And you're like. This is so stupid, but that's what makes it great.
I'll make you a list. And then we'll curate a list.
Please, I need a list from both of you guys that you work on together.
Yeah, we'll work on it too.
Because I want
when
the
we're drinking beers, the high-low, we'll come up with a list.
Dude, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and have like 18 text messages. Like, who the fuck is this guy? I don't know. But I want the camp, and I want the
camp's great.
But I also want it to be dated because I want the Austin Powers connection.
No, what's great is you'll probably laugh at things that you're not supposed to laugh at because you'll remember a joke that he referenced in Austin Powers to this thing. Like that's where that came from.
Bitch, yeah. I'm counting on you guys.
Yeah. I guess if you did want to watch Dr. No, that would probably make you so familiar with Austin Powers.
Yeah.
All right.
Because the villain in Dr. No is Dr. Evil.
All right. I'm writing down Dr. No.
For sure. Had like the hairless cat and all that shit.
Really?
Yeah, same thing.
So is this going to make me appreciate Austin Powers even more?
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I
hope so.
The sharks with the laser beams on their heads, like that was an actual thing.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's not just a clever Mike Myers joke?
No, like there was literally there was sharks in a tank and you get lowered in. It's fucking crazy.
All right, so after Ocean Liner and Workhorse, what's next?
Handshake Murders.
Okay.
And then, how
long were you in Handshake Murders?
Probably like 4 years, I think.
And 2005,
2009. Goodbye. Yeah. Then I took like a year off. Yep. And then they asked me to join Norma Jean. So.
What are y'all doing now? I mean, I know you just did the festival, did a little mini tour, but what's the future plans?
Man, well, we've done so much touring this year. We did like 6 weeks straight just a couple months ago, and then ever since that 6 weeks, we've been 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
Firefighter style.
So like, yeah, basically.
My favorite position.
So we're actually after, I fly home tomorrow. I fly back to LA tomorrow, and I'll be home for like 3 weeks for the first time since February maybe or something. So cool. That'll be sick.
What's your home life like?
I just live with my girlfriend. We just, it's fine. We don't really
just hang out.
Personal, man.
Yeah.
That's what we're all about here.
My home life. Yeah.
so this is like therapy now. So like what issues really affect you on the road? Look at me. Jeff hasn't looked at me once this whole podcast.
Okay, you're so lying.
Wait. Okay, so you just said the road and made me think of something. So you're on the road a lot.
Yeah.
What's your favorite fucking gas station road snack?
Your fucking gas station road snack.
Gas station road snack?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, then you got to break that down to like what's your favorite gas station? Because there's so many good gas stations. You got the Quick Trips around here.
Quick Trips are the shit.
Quick Trips is amazing. You go up northeast, you have Sheetz and Wawa. And dude, all these amazing places. Like, I don't know. I guess if we're just saying like basic snack.
Yeah.
I've got a really soft spot for like sweethearts and stuff.
Okay.
So you want the sweet, not the
Not
savory.
Or like,
I usually just grate
the Pringles short
I'll get
can
like a package of Chewy Sprees or something, and just like munch on those for a few hours or something.
I'm the asshole in the van who gets corn nuts and makes the whole
that's
van
fine.
smell like corn
I've occasionally gotten corn nuts.
Corn nuts smell
occasionally
like
you get a hankering
balls
for
to
corn
me.
corn nuts smell like
They
gin
do, they
feed
smell
balls.
terrible,
They're
but
gross.
they're good. They're good. Yeah.
I'm a fan of the we don't have Quick Trips in Oklahoma City, but
You don't? I thought you did.
no,
What
it's
the-
just Tulsa.
But we have
Yeah.
On Q. On Q is pretty similar.
They're sprouting up big around the
Okay.
city. I mean, they went from like there was one in Edmond, and now they're everywhere.
Okay.
I'm kind of a fan of the Tornado, but they're not. The things that go on the hot dog rollers, but they're like
okay,
little
the
like
tornadoes. Yeah. Okay.
what do they call
I know what you're
those?
talking about.
They're like taquitos, like big fat taquitos.
Yeah.
I like taquitos, yeah.
But man, they're so bad for you.
we
They're
can't get
so
Quick Trips in
incredibly
Oklahoma
bad.
City because 7-Eleven.
Really?
There's
Yeah, I remember hearing
there's
that
like
like years and years ago. That's
It's like
right.
the Sharks
yeah.
and the Jets.
Exactly. Yeah. It's gonna be like
Taquitos, Funyuns.
I forgot about that. That's crazy.
It's a weird thing.
You're just stuck with 7-Eleven.
Just stuck with 7-Eleven, which is fine, I guess.
It's not fun.
No, they suck. They suck.
7-Eleven isn't terrible, but it's
Here's a
not a Quick
question.
Trip.
Here's
Quick
a
Trip
question.
is so much better.
I've never been to a Quick Trip.
Quick Trip is getting
What?
Quick Trip is so much better than it used
Rooster
to be.
Booster, man. Rooster Booster
Dude,
on
Rooster
tap.
Booster.
They have it on tap.
On tap.
So you could, in theory, you could get like a 48-ounce Rooster.
52
Booster.
Yes,
ounce.
you could.
50. Is it like the Bubba jug?
Dude, get a Bubba jug of Rooster, but like, okay, say you're on tour and you have to do the overnight shift of driving, and it's like 2 or 3 a.m. You're like, fuck, all right, fine, I'm getting the fucking Bubba jug of Rooster Booster, splash vanilla in that shit, and then here's a tour thing I used to do. So you go get coffee, and they have those little like, I think it's called Black, BLAK or whatever.
Yeah, the
Block or something.
shots. Yeah.
The shots.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I would just take 2 handfuls of them, shove them in my hoodie, and then when I'm driving, I would just do a shot of it on the road.
Dang.
It's free free upper,
No,
man.
they're called
Free upper.
they're called Stoke.
Stoke. That's what it is. Yeah, Stoke.
STOK.
Yeah, free upper.
I have to pee. You guys keep going.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You don't do that kind of shit? You don't find freebies on the road?
What kind of freebies are we talking?
talking
here?
like
just
that.
just like stealing stuff.
Not stealing
Just
stuff.
stealing?
Like,
It's literally stealing?
Maybe I'm talking literally. But they're free. They're right there. There's no price tag on them. They're free, right?
I don't really take any of that stuff ever. I don't know. I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Actually, like, but I just never really.
I mean, get in where you fit in. If you're,
I'm never like grabbing stuff from gas stations. Like, I'm never that desperate now.
No.
I'm lucky. I'm never need this
I'm
stuff.
buying the coffee.
Yeah.
But theirs are free. You're supposed to be put in your coffee. But I'm like, I'll grab a couple. Like, okay, when you go to like a Taco Bell or something, you get those little sauce packets. You're not going to grab just one.
No, I grab like a ton.
A ton.
Yeah, grab a ton.
We take them home. You throw them in the fridge or throw them in wherever.
Oh yeah, of course,
Yeah.
of course. But when I'm on tour, I don't do that.
It's the
though.
same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't do that.
Not on tour
Yeah.
because I have nowhere to put sauce packets. Like, here's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You get a bunch of Taco Bell sauce packets in
Mm-hmm.
our fucking van. Bunch of dudes are going to get in there drunk, start stepping on.
Oh, they're gonna
Taco
go
Bell.
everywhere,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just going to be a mess at some point.
I was on a tour once, and our merch guy, we were on a per diem, and in order to save money, we'd go to like a Del Taco or name Taco John's, name your local taco spot,
right.
and he would take hot sauce packets, and he would just open them and just suck them down, like a bunch of them. And after like the third time him doing it, I was like, dude, why? What's up with that? He's like, oh man, it tricks your stomach into thinking that you're full. What? He's like, yeah, man, like you don't have to like pay for food. Like, all right. So I tried. I'm like, nah,
Solid
man, that's
logic.
not cool. It's gross.
Yeah.
It's hot
Solid
sauce.
logic.
That's
Yeah.
fucking disgusting.
It's really
First of all,
disgusting.
I was in there peeing, and you were talking about the hot sauce packets.
It's gross.
I remember going back into like high school, and you would take those hot sauce packets and you'd twist them up real tight. Then they make little grenades. You could throw them. You could
I
bust them. Do you
remember
remember
that.
was like I think that might have been a
Yeah.
Choctaw thing.
I remember that, especially at lunch, because
Yeah.
they had Taco Bell day, and they give you a little sauce.
Damn, dude, I missed out on that.
Mhm.
That
Oh,
sounds
it's so
cool.
fun. Yeah, because you twist them up real tight, and they're just like these little like
Pockets.
yeah, they're like tight and ready to explode on the
And you
wall.
just toss them.
Yeah.
Throw them at teachers' cars.
By the way, those Stoke shots are not free.
They're not? No.
So it is stealing. Back to
So,
stealing.
so basically, I was just stealing.
You were just stealing.
My apologies to every flying J across the country.
Why do you think they're right by the register so people won't steal them?
Well, okay, we're out of the. We'll give it.
Finish. You can finish.
Anthem beers. Great when you want to steal something.
We've got IPAs and stouts left.
Give me a stout. Fuck it. My day's ruined.
Sure.
All right. Fuck it.
Jeff wants a stout.
Yeah.
Give the guy a
I'll
stout.
get a stout. Sure.
I'm going to look at the stout. I'm going to go Anthem beer. Get in my belly.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. This will be fun.
So, no, those, hey,
This podcast is about to get wild.
I'm going to stop at a fucking truck stop and make sure. I'm pretty sure those are free.
I've never seen. So
Because
you're
they
saying,
put them with the sweetener. Like,
No.
is it like legitimately Flying J's? Or,
Well, I mean,
or was
they're-
that what was
any
that just
truck
what you
stop.
picked?
They're mostly at like Flying J's and things of
I
that
don't know.
nature.
I've never even heard of Stoke.
They're not free and they're not by the sweetener. They're right by the register, just
they're
like
not.
the fidget spinner and the iPhone cable. I'm going to text you the photo next time.
Interesting.
I'm gonna
All right,
text
well,
you.
maybe I've just been fucking thieving from gas stations.
You have been.
While purchasing other things, though.
Other things?
No, I mean like
Buying
coffee
drugs?
and like
Oh, okay.
coffee and corn nuts is the best combo. You dip the corn nuts in the coffee.
No.
Oh, gross.
Peanuts and Coca-Cola, though, is fucking delicious.
That's a classic Larry Sells travel. Are you familiar with this?
No.
You buy a 20 ounce
Very
of soda,
confused.
of Coca-Cola,
Uh huh.
take a few swigs out of it, big swigs, and then you get the little like 2 for
The-
$1 or
tubers,
59
yeah.
cents each.
Yeah, 59
two.
cent. Yeah, packages. Okay.
So you drink a little bit of the Coke and then you pour just regular salted peanuts in it. The peanuts expand, you drink it, and it's like eating like this weird, like, it's like a payday. That's
It's
what it tastes
awesome.
like.
Oh, really?
It fills
It's
you
pretty
up,
awesome.
you
Oh,
get some
interesting.
caffeine. Try it.
It
Yeah,
and
that-
report back.
I might try that.
You should give
I
it a
might try
whirl.
that.
Give it a
I've
whirl.
never heard of that.
It's delicious.
Okay, another.
I do like paydays, though.
Is that your favorite candy bar?
No.
What's your favorite candy bar?
My favorite candy bar? Dude, why are you going to put this pressure on me? Zero.
Dude, mine too.
Okay,
mine
hold
too.
on, hold
For
on.
sure.
Dude, I'm a white chocolate guy.
Dude, they're
Okay,
so
hold on.
good.
Zeros are great.
I remember as a kid
a great
seeing,
Smashing
I
Pumpkins
remember
song, too.
seeing them everywhere. I've never had one. And in the past fucking month, I've heard people talk about Zero bars like 20 times.
They are
Never
the
heard-
best.
It's a fucking underrated. Not many people buy them.
okay,
Not many
what-
people
what I've
talk
heard, it's
about
like-
them. But
it's
it's,
like-
so
it's like-
good. It's just white chocolate and like
It's like a Snickers, kind of.
heard like
white
an
chocolate.
Oreo
minus
crushed.
the nuts. It's like a Snickers minus the nuts, but white chocolate instead of milk chocolate.
Dude,
like white
it's so
chocolate.
good.
Oh, well,
Dude,
you're
I'm a
just
dark.
wrong.
I'm a dark chocolate man.
I like dark chocolate too, but and I like spicy dark chocolate and all that stuff.
Oh,
but
yeah,
white
yeah.
chocolate is the best, man. White
How about
chocolate
the,
is so
um,
good.
The Hershey's cookies and cream bars. I
I
saw
like
one of
those,
those
too.
today, and I haven't seen one in years.
Oh, I see them all the time.
Oh,
but
cookies
I'm
and
in gas
cream.
stations like every day, so
Just
I guess I don't know.
shitting.
White
I see them
chocolate
all.
makes
Yeah,
me want to
just-
throw up. Not a fan.
Speaking of shitting, let's go around the other side here. Pissing on the road. Do you guys have you ever had to resort to the piss bottle?
Here's the thing. I have this weird thing where I cannot piss in the van. I just can't do it. I've tried so many times.
Really?
Maybe I should go to therapy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're just a normal fucking person who doesn't piss.
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I don't pee in bottle. I can't do it.
Like I can't just let loose anywhere. Like I need to be comfortable. I don't know.
You can't like
So I
piss
will
in
literally-
the
I can
alley
literally-
behind load in.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Of course.
but it's
yeah.
not in a moving vehicle.
Yeah, it's not in a moving vehicle with dudes just
A moving vehicle that you're going to be in for the
Looking
next like
around.
3 or
Trying to
4
get an
weeks.
eyeful.
Yeah.
No. I don't even care about people looking because I don't know what it is. It's just some sort of mental block that I've had for so long, and it is I guess I need therapy, guys.
You do.
Thanks for bringing
that's,
it up.
That's
Thanks
why
for
you're
bringing
here.
it
Well,
up,
no,
everybody.
it's the anxiety of
That's why we're
okay,
here. Intervention time.
That's right.
it's the anxiety of I don't want to
Jeff, you
drip
have
on
a problem.
anything. Okay, where am I going to seal it? Do I have a lid?
I thought you were gonna say, where am I gonna
Dude.
sit?
How long am I going to leave it in the van before I throw it out? It's going to be warm, and it's going to be rolling. You put it in a cup holder? Where do you put
No.
it? I don't get it. I've heard a lot of stories. People just, oh, hey man, you got to get a wide mouth bottle,
The Gatorade.
the
Yeah.
Gatorade, so you can just flap your dick
Yeah,
in
you
there.
gotta. Yeah.
Flap your
Yeah.
dick in. I used to make the drive from Austin to Oklahoma City constantly. And
How far
man,
is that?
It's like 6.5
Okay,
to
6.5,
7
okay.
hours. 6.5 if you piss in a Gatorade bottle.
Okay.
7 if you don't. But I would get a big Gatorade, because you'd be drinking the night before, a little hungover in the morning. Pound that Glacier Frost Gatorade or whatever. But man, those wide mouths, just pop the head right in there, just empty. And then do that look around, kind of like you do when you're about to say something racist. You go like this, and then you pop it out the window. Man, it's great.
You're a full bottle out the window
With the lid on.
dude.
Yeah.
You can Lucas with the lid off. you put it in the cup holder and you wait till you stop at a gas station.
Yeah, no,
it.
I will say for
Just
like the
chug it
dudes
down,
that do
dude.
piss in the bottles in our
Recycle.
van, like, there's just, here's the problem with that. Like, you do like a long drive, then all of a sudden you're like going through the van and there's like fucking 4 piss bottles. Just like, you go to like step out of somewhere, like, and there's like, of course, it's always going to be like a busy area.
Yeah.
And you just go to like pop open the doors and then just like a bunch of piss bottles fall out. It's just like, great.
It's like Spicoli's van from Fast Times, but instead of weed smoke, it's just piss bottles.
Spicoli's van is my life so many days of the year.
Do you smoke drugs, Jeff?
Me? Nah, not really.
Okay, good.
I mean,
Good.
I used to smoke weed a lot. And if Wayne is listening, he'll be like, yeah, you did. But
Grew out of it?
Yeah, I just kind of grew out of it. I don't know. Yeah.
Can't be toking that Chiba forever.
Nah.
The devil's lettuce.
Why'd you sound like Beavis?
Nah.
Butthead when you said that.
It's just beer and crack.
Beavis and
Just-
Butthead.
Just beer and crack these days, you know?
Oh, crack. I love it.
I love crack.
I love it.
Crack's the best.
Nothing better than crack.
Nothing's better than crack.
Oh man, like
The Joshua Montgomery
here's the
story.
Few things are hot dogs.
You
Bud
can't
Light,
eat hot dogs.
Bud Light Lime, crack. Hold on. Okay, now that I said Bud
I
Light
love
Lime.
the Bud Light Lime part.
So I went to a baseball game the other day,
so
and
specific.
I wanted to have. We were in line to get beers, and I saw a thing like, "Ooh, beer Ritas." Like, that sounds cool.
What is a beer Rita?
Oh, it's the Bud Rita.
Oh,
It's like the giant
those
can.
little things.
but they call them like a limerita,
Limerita,
a cranberita,
strawberry,
strawberry.
Oh, I got a limerita, and I thought they put it in like ice and like make it like a drink. No, it's just a fucking can.
Dude, those are hangover city.
I got a fourth of the way down and had to stop because it was hot. It's just sugar.
It's sweet.
Sugar and maybe some beer.
Oh my god.
I hated it. So fuck you, limerita. But hey, Zima's back.
And better than ever.
Have you got one yet?
Zima.
Drop a Jolly Rancher in that bad boy. And go cruising
I don't even think
for
I was
dick.
old enough to drink when Zima
Me
last
neither.
existed,
But I have a
so-
memory of Robbie and Zima.
Yeah.
I just remember it was always a thing that
You do?
No, someone would say Zima and Jolly Ranchers, and they'd be like, Rob. Did you do Zima and Jolly Ranchers?
Wait a minute.
Did you make that a thing?
Hold on.
Yeah, back in like 2002.
Rob?
Yeah, Zima and Jolly Ranchers.
I'm so embarrassed. I'm turning red right now. My cat's out of
All
the
right,
bag.
Matt Street. I think Matt Street was the one who said something
that
about
guy.
Robbie and Zima and Jolly Ranchers. Because when it came out, my first thought was like, ooh, Robbie's going to be so happy.
Happy?
Yeah.
Why would I be happy about Zima and
I
Jolly
thought
Ranchers?
Maybe you drink Zima and Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah, we would chase it with a nice hot shot glass of cum afterwards. Delicious. No. Wait, is Zima a gay man's drink?
I don't know.
I think it might be.
It might
I
have
don't know.
been.
I mean, it is Pride Sunday after all. I'm completely acceptable, completely positive.
why wouldn't you? I've never had one. I've had a Smirnoff Ice. I've not had a Zima.
Have you ever had a Zima, Jeff?
I've never had a Zima, I don't think. Definitely had a Smirnoff Ice.
I should have got some Zimas on the way here.
Oh, God. You shouldn't have.
Okay, hold on. And one more thing. I'm going to stop interrupting. Speaking of Smirnoff Ice, have you ever been iced? Have you heard of being iced?
Yes, yeah.
Have
fully
you?
aware.
So you've been iced.
I don't think I've ever been iced
Have you
because
heard-
I think the last time I was around Smirnoff Ice, like being iced wasn't even a thing. Like,
Yeah.
because whenever I was drinking Smirnoff Ice, it was because I was like 14 and like 14-year-old
That's all
girls
you get.
brought it to the party or
yeah,
whatever.
or
you know,
Bartles
like-
and James coolers or something.
I feel like icing is a thing that adults do to each other.
Yeah, I got iced a while back, and it was.
Oh, we iced at your birthday.
Yeah.
Was it your birthday?
Yeah, I got iced quite a few
Yeah.
times,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I was trying to ice people, and I was too drunk to ice.
No, he would go up behind somebody, tap him on the shoulder, and be like, "Here, drink this." And he'd be like, "You got iced." I'm like, no, that's not how you do it.
Hey man, you got iced.
Or he'd be like, "Hey, you want a beer?" And he'd come back with like a beer, like a nice Anthem Ouroboros stout, and a Zima and a Smirnoff. He'd be like, "Which one you want?" "Oh, well, I want the Ouroboros." "Well, you're getting iced." It's like,
I was bad.
it was cute. It was cute.
I'm gonna Zima people now. You got Z'd.
You got Z'd?
I don't know. I have no idea.
That reminds me of like going back to, we were talking about Zimas and drinks that were brought to the party when you were young.
Yeah.
What was the first liquor or beer that was like always there when you were young and like you were maybe either too young to drink or too young to know what you were drinking?
Okay, you grew up in Arkansas, right?
Right.
Okay, what city?
Fort Smith.
Fort Smith. Okay,
Yeah.
so my first beer I ever drank was in Glenwood, Arkansas. I was
Never heard of it.
15. Super small town near. It's about 30 minutes away from Hot Springs.
Okay.
Tiny fucking town, like maybe 300 people.
Right.
I'm related to everyone there. So I'm with my cousin, and he's like, "Hey man, you can go party." All right. I've never drank before in my life. We go down the road. We cut down literally through a fucking field. There's no road, and then there's like trucks, beds towards a campfire, and some redneck throws me a Busch Light, and I drink a Busch Light. That's my first beer ever, and I can't just sip it. I had to chug it. I chugged a Busch. That was my first drink ever.
You got bushed.
I got bushed.
You got bushed.
So growing up in like Arkansas,
That's great.
I mean, Fort Smith's like a big city though. It's not like small town.
Well, it's not a big city, but yeah, it's not a small town.
Not a small town.
Yeah.
So what was that like? Like, well, yeah, partying. Like, what was the drink of choice at parties?
Oh man, dude, it's been so long. It's so hard to remember. I wish I had more preparation for this.
Like, yeah,
There was always a lot of rum. Girls liked rum, for sure.
Are we talking like Malibu coconut rum?
Yeah, well, maybe
Captain
like
Morgan?
Captain Morgan.
Okay.
Yeah, something like
Spiced
that.
rum.
Yeah, spiced rum.
you say it was a hot damn, a lot of liqueurs.
Oh, dude,
That's-
hot damn. Oh,
That's what I was
God.
gonna say. It was
Everybody
either,
used to buy hot damn.
it was
Yeah.
hot damn or it was Malibu rum
Yeah.
or no, it wasn't hot damn. Aftershock.
Oh,
Yeah, that
worst.
that-
Yes, actually, that would show up a lot
yeah.
too.
A sugary,
Oh,
fiery
fucking
asshole
terrible.
hangover. The best.
No.
Dude, terrible.
Like, not only do I want a headache and to puke, but
Yeah.
also my asshole is like the ninth circle of hell the next day. Not good.
It was crazy to me when Fireball started gaining popularity like a couple years ago or a few
Yeah.
years ago. Maybe
It
it's been
still
like
is.
longer than that. But like it's insane because so many people that like that, which it's awful. It's
Mhm.
terrible.
Terrible.
They just
I
they have
went through
no
a little-
idea what hot damn is. Like
It's-
do
it's-
they
it's
even
what hot
sell
damn
hot
is.
damn anymore?
Yeah,
Like,
you can buy hot damn.
you really?
It's the Coupiers. It's like a super cheap liqueur brand. Dude, they have everything, and it's basically just called whatever the flavor is.
Oh yeah.
And then all these other companies like Rumplemints is Rumplemints, but
Yeah.
you can buy the Coupiers fucking mint, and it's
Right.
the same fucking
but
thing.
you can't buy hot damn anymore.
You could probably buy.
Is
hot
it
damn.
still in the same
I
like
don't know.
chiseled bottle?
Yeah, with
I
the
don't know.
shitty flames and stuff.
And
I don't
did
know.
it not have like some rock candy in the bottom? I thought
That was Aftershock.
That was
okay.
that was
Aftershock.
Aftershock.
That's
That was
right.
Aftershock.
Oh man.
You guys ever
Bad.
drink Hypnotic?
Oh god, I think I drink it like once or twice. I know a lot of people would buy it because it's
Is that in
pretty
the-
blue color.
Is that in the?
Hypnotic
It's
and
not
Hennessy,
pretty.
dude.
It's like
Yeah.
this pretty blue color. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Was that in like the teal bottle?
Yeah, and it was like it
Yeah.
looked like a genie lamp kind of.
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I never drank it, but I bought some.
I was dating an underage girl.
Yeah.
And the statutory rape story begins.
She said it tastes like Kool-Aid.
Oh.
Just kidding.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it was man, coconut rum and Aftershock. That was it. And then my dad, back in the 90s, he drank the Bud Ice, which
Oh,
also
yeah, with
came
the
in the
penguins,
chiseled
yeah.
bottle.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about the penguin commercials.
The penguins on the cap. Yeah.
Yep. And well, there were commercials too, I believe.
Mhm. Meh.
Which like penguins.
No,
can't
that's
drink
not
beer.
catering to children whatsoever.
No.
Nope.
But I don't know. As I got older, I'm way less. Again, much like with music, I'm way less exploratory
Right.
with what I drink.
Right.
I like what I like. And
Yeah.
like I like good Anthem delicious beers, anthembrewing.com, but I also like a cheap beer. And I hate it when somebody judges me because I want a Miller Lite every now and then.
Right.
Because sometimes I don't want to get drunk. Sometimes I just want to.
Hold on, wait. Anthem, we love you. Miller Lite. Because sometimes you just don't want to get drunk.
Yeah. Sometimes you just want the headache and the runs.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes you just finish mowing the lawn.
True.
Miller
so
Lite.
true. So true. I don't know. What do you drink when you don't want to get drunk? Water?
When I don't want to get drunk, yeah, water. Not alcohol.
Yeah. A wide mouth Gatorade.
Yeah.
No, when I picked your friend up here from a reputable bar and grill.
Wait. Where, was it Buffalo Wild Wings?
Son of a bitch. Here we
I'll
go.
give you one more guess.
Son of a
Rock and
bitch.
Brews.
Oh, you're so off.
Well, you can
Is
find
there
these
Rock and
anywhere.
Brews here?
Yeah,
Is there
dude.
Rock and
Oh,
Brews
yeah.
here? Holy shit.
Oh, okay. I'm writing that
It's
down.
a
I had
little
a great
place
time
called-
of that in LAX the other week.
It's a small. It's not. It's called Chili's.
Yeah, it's a little place
Ooh.
called
Yeah.
Chili's. Actually, let's go ahead and let's talk about Chili's. For
Okay.
anybody that's listening in my camp, because they know what's up. Chili's.
Yeah.
Are you a Chili's fan?
Oh, we have this thing where we're kind of obsessed with Chili's. See, because where we practice is a dry county, and the only place you can actually get anything is at Chili's. So
y'all chili up before you practice?
We chili up. Well, not before, but usually after. We'll usually go there and just like hang out. We'll shut down that Chili's.
Get a quesadilla explosion.
It's this tiny little Chili's. We'll shut it the fuck down, man. Like, we're just fucking hanging.
I can just imagine like 4 dudes like sweaty, like pounding sugary margaritas or whatever.
Because they got a great happy hour. They got a killer happy hour. You get the El Presidente margarita.
Oh, those are
which
great.
is like $5.
And they leave the shaker with you.
They leave the shaker. They leave the shaker. So it's basically like 5 margaritas for $5.
It's fucking crazy.
You know what? I call that a bargain.
That's
the
a
best
bargain.
I ever had.
That is a bargain.
Oh my! Do you ever get down those Southwest egg rolls?
Yeah,
Those
they're
are
all right.
tight.
All right. I did the crispy cheddar bites this morning. Though.
Oh, this morning?
Yeah. Yeah, when he came and picked me up from my hotel area.
All right.
Yeah.
Was it like walking distance from where you were staying?
Yeah, but I Ubered it because here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I was gonna go to Taco Bueno. Fucking Taco Bueno that was right there was shut down.
Cantina.
It's shut down. It's shut down. Like, no, don't talk bad about Taco Bueno.
Okay, that brings up a question.
Bueno. I love Taco Bueno.
You're a Bell, Bueno, or Mayo here in Oklahoma.
Bueno.
By far?
Bueno by far.
Yeah?
And fuck Oklahoma.
That fucking
Bueno
muchacho.
just period.
Fuck Oklahoma.
Just
Bueno just period.
Yeah.
See, I brought
has
up,
nothing to do with being in Oklahoma.
I brought up Del Taco.
Bueno's the best.
He brought up, we were
Yeah, I
texting,
live in
talking about
LA,
wanting to go to
you
Bueno.
see
and I was
Del
like,
Taco
so we
everywhere.
got a Del
Fuck
Taco.
Del
And he goes,
Taco.
fuck Del Taco.
Yeah, Del Taco
Man,
sucks.
The rubes here love it.
No.
And I am one of
In
those
California,
rubes.
Del Taco sucks. Here,
People think it's cool.
It beats
They
the
think it's
fuck
cool.
out of Taco Bell.
Because
and
they
Bueno.
don't hire the bottom of the barrel people to work there.
Yeah, but Bueno is just the best.
It's pretty
It's
dope.
so good.
And you know
dude.
what? I'll take Mayo over Bueno.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah.
I used to be a Mayo man because
This is killing me.
when I worked at
This is
Hot
killing me.
Topics.
I think I'm done.
Let's just turn this shit off.
Just
right now.
tacked that.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Show's over, boys.
What is it? I want to, because my wife fucking loves
Delete it.
Bueno. What is it, as a person who I've tried several times, what is it about Bueno that you like?
I just love the seasoning, like the way their food tastes. It's just good. It's just good food.
To
I
me,
love
it
Taco Bueno. I don't know.
It tastes like
I don't know.
cafeteria Mexican food.
No.
Like Luby's
No.
Mexican food. That's what it tastes
No
like to
way.
me.
All right,
No way.
Jeff, you flip me around.
Sorry.
No way.
You spin me around. I like Bueno
round?
because
Like a record?
baby. Oh, meatspin.com. I love the reason I do like Bueno is because it's not like, dude, because sometimes I want some Taco Bell. Like,
Yeah, sometimes you want the flavor of Taco Bell.
you
or
do.
whatever.
of Taco Bell.
No, because it is a flavor.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
it doesn't matter.
Everything at Taco Bell tastes the exact
Yes.
same.
It doesn't matter what you
It all has
order.
that spicy thing, that creamy cheese thing
It's
or
just,
whatever.
it's just hot diarrhea
Yeah.
wrapped in a warm diaper.
Yeah, sometimes.
basically.
Yeah, sometimes you want that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually late at night.
The comfort food of Taco Bell.
Yeah. Like you want to go in and come out the exact same.
Right.
But the thing about Bueno is a lot of people are like, oh, it's under seasoned. It's like, no, it just tastes like meat
Yeah,
and
it tastes
lettuce
good.
and
It tastes
tomatoes.
good.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think it's more seasoned more traditionally than Taco Bell. I think it's more of a traditional.
When you want that classic
Obviously-
Mexican
Traditional.
Okay, I knew you were gonna go. I saw you get excited when I said that. Just saw the gleam in your eye, just like brighten up, just like, oh, I'm going for this joke. Like, no, you know what I mean.
No,
Like,
it is good.
It's definitely more traditional than Taco Bell.
True.
It's not traditional, but obviously it's
Taco
more.
Bell is like a child's play set of food.
Now hold on. I've been to Tijuana, Mexico, and I'm pretty sure they had Mexi dips and chips. They didn't have that. They didn't have that.
Okay, so we have to
Shut
wrap
the
up
hell
soon.
up, Josh.
But Jeff, I want to ask, and this is might be the most important question of the night. Has anybody ever told you you look like Russell Crowe?
No.
Because I'm getting a real R. Crowe vibe here.
No, I've heard a lot.
It's a good thing.
No, that's fine.
He's a handsome man.
Russell Crowe's a good looking dude.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. That's probably the best one I've ever heard.
All right.
I used to hear this guy like some sort of MMA fighter. That was back whenever I wasn't quite as
Conor
fat.
McGregor?
No, it was some other dude.
I can see that.
There's some other dude, but he had like gigantic ears, and I was just like, dude, my ears aren't that big, man.
Yeah.
We just got like a similar haircut. Like
Mm-mm.
those ears are bumming me out. And then what was the other one? Is somebody from Game of Thrones?
I can
Heard
see
Game
it.
of Thrones.
Yeah, I can see it. I'm
I don't
trying
watch
to
Game of Thrones, so I don't know.
I'm
who it
trying
is,
to
but-
think of it right now, but I can see the resemblance. I never get told I look like somebody, except, and I'm just bringing this back around. When I was at my job before I worked at Keeley, the editor of the newspaper I worked at, he
Right.
said, And I was younger. I was a little younger back then. That was like 8 years ago. But he said I look like Mike Myers.
No, dude, you're totally like
It's the hat. Hold on. I mean, that might be a little Wayne-ish. I don't know.
You do not look anything like.
All right, great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
What's is it Jason Silverman?
Jason Silverman.
Jason Silverman?
No, it's not a person. The Phantom Planet drummer?
Oh, Jason
Schwartzman.
Jason Schwartzman. A young Jason Schwartzman.
Great reference.
You do look a little Jason Schwartzman.
Okay.
I can see that. Okay,
Maybe.
that's closer.
Well, for you,
that's
like,
way closer
for
than
you.
freaking
For you, my
Mike
thing
Myers.
is like if you were to go completely bald and wear a hat all the time, you're Kyle Kinane. You ever heard of Kyle Kinane?
I could see the
Comedian?
Kyle Kinane. Yeah, a little bit.
You're a handsome
bummer.
Kyle Kinane.
I mean,
Bummer. Kyle Kinane's like ugly, isn't he?
No.
No, he's a good-looking dude.
Josh
Bummer
would
looking
fuck
dude.
him.
I'd fuck him
Yeah.
hard.
I'd fuck him. Oh wait, I think I know what you're talking about. Hold on, we're gonna Google.
Well, you
Google
sound
it.
you sound alike too.
While you're Googling,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
while you're Googling, truth be told, Jeff, I've only seen you like from the nose up. So that totally changes the game.
That
Yeah.
really does.
Well, he walked in with the mic already in his face.
Yeah.
And then sat down.
Yeah, I just brought this microphone. This is my microphone.
me.
It was actually duct taped to my face right now. It's just-
It was the poor man's Garth Brooke headset mic. Garth Brooke headset mic, but it was like an SM7B. Like
how do you spell Kyle Kinane? I don't even know.
Kyle Kyle.
Well, Kyle obviously, but
Kinane.
okay, that's
Possible future guest.
That's really fun to talk about on the podcast. How
Okay,
to spell a name.
Yeah.
Josh, I can't say I've never thought you looked like
see.
someone
Me neither. I've gotten
except Randy Owens.
Ooh, my dad. We've gotten a couple. I've gotten a couple that never fit. Like someone said Jude Law. I'm like, no fucking way.
No, they're
No.
wrong. They should die.
I think it's the hairline.
oh yeah, I
You got
can
a
see-
hairline
okay, I
like
see what
Benjamin
you're talking
Franklin.
about.
I
Yeah.
do.
Sorry to interject here, but
you're cool,
yeah,
man.
I can see that. Yeah. Okay.
You filling up
Interesting.
over there, bro?
What?
You filling up a little bit? Like down below?
Chubbing up?
Yeah,
Filling
I'm
up?
chubbing up.
What,
Chubbing up.
who does Josh
I'm hard
look
as
like?
rock over here. I've been hard as rock this whole time.
Anthem Brewing.
Get you hard as a rock.
Who does Josh
Anthem Brewing. I'm rock hard right now.
I'm going to isolate that.
Isolate
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
Dude, seriously.
Who does Josh look like?
Who does Josh? Josh doesn't really look like
Oh,
anybody.
no.
I think Josh is a good-looking guy, though.
One of the
kind of like Dr. Evil?
I was gonna say
No.
one of the Doctor Who doctors 2 seasons ago.
Dr. Quinn?
No,
Dr. Pepper?
it was a Doctor Who guy. Then I got it
This
when I
is
worked
beyond me.
at the bookstore. I got it all the time. You pull him up, Doctor Who's.
Oh, Dr. Phil.
That's the one, Dr. Phil.
Man, I should shoot myself for that. That's not cool.
Who is it?
You're gonna pull him up, Doctor Who.
No, sorry, I was
The
just
who?
looking at my girlfriend.
Sorry, I was looking up
I'm
something.
just looking at my girlfriend's text messages.
That's probably a good time to say we're going to do this for 3 more hours. What do you say?
Oh wait, so Doctor Who is that? Wait, what were you talking about?
Doctor
Who,
not the current
season,
Doctor.
but which
Let's say season like 9.
season
Or
9
8.
Doctor? Doctor Who season 9.
Nope, that's not him either.
Okay, well,
All right, live update.
This is really great.
I'm
They're
behind
looking
on
at
you,
their
so-
phones.
Season 7. Doctor Who season 7. Is it Matt Smith? Is that his name? Nope. Not him. The one before that. This is making for a great podcast.
I'll tell you what. We have to wrap it up here in a second. So,
Yeah.
if you're still listening, if you made it through the 311 talk, if you made it through the Austin Powers talk,
and us googling Doctor Who, really,
If
is the
you
most
made it
important thing.
through-
If you made it this far,
yeah, I mean, you're in. You're lifers. If you made it through the Musical Mystics and the Wayne Connection, and James Bond,
if you made it this far, you need to find something to do, man.
I found it.
We're
David
googling Doctor Who right
David-
now. This is bad.
David Tennant,
Let me
season
see.
4.
David
Okay.
Tennant,
Yeah.
like tenant, like an apartment tenant.
Hold on.
That
Let's
guy.
see.
Hold on.
All right.
When I was skinnier. I
I
don't know. I have no
I
idea.
was-
That was a long way to say I
No,
don't know.
dude,
I don't
no.
know. I have no idea.
Well, here's the thing, and I'll even go say you're more attractive than this guy. This
Oh,
guy's
thank
fucking
you.
I would
ugly.
agree.
Thanks.
That
man.
guy looks like you if he was also mummified.
Yeah, that guy looks terrible.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah,
Fuck that guy.
yeah.
So again, Jeff
You're a way better
Hickey,
looking dude.
Jeff Hickey
Yep, that's me.
at Jeff Makes Noise on Instagram.
Yes.
Member of Norma
Hey,
Jean.
Norma
Yes,
Jean
yeah.
has a new record out. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, we do actually. We could actually talk about that. Hey, let's talk about
you
that.
know what?
It
Okay.
actually came out about 8 months ago. but we have
That's
a new
not
record
new.
called Polar Similar.
All right.
Hey,
Is it on Spotify?
It's the newest. Yes, it is absolutely on Spotify. You can
right.
check it out.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
not.
Or not. Or don't. Or don't. I don't know.
Please do. Jeff,
Yeah, man.
you've been awesome,
dude.
man.
Good
We're going to
dude.
get off here and
Yeah,
drink one
thanks for
more of
having
these
me, guys. This is
fucking
awesome.
strong-ass beers.
This has been awesome.
Again, boyspodcast.com. You know that. And thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
See ya.